What's up guys, this is ECOVAC's new DEEBOT T30S. It's a robotic vacuum and mopper in one. It also supports edge cleaning. It has some AI features. Let's just see how well it works. We got the US plug right here. We got a few dust bags. We got 2 extras of these and they pretty much just Velcro on and Velcro off. So these do look like they're washable as well, but it's nice we got some extras. We got the side brush right here that just pops in like this. And we got the manual. So looking at the bottom, these are the wheels that spin, and we got a caster wheel in the front. This thing spins to pretty much bring the dirt here so it could vacuum it in. And when it's moving forward, it's vacuuming first, whichever way it's spinning, and then it mops. And then one of these goes to the edge. It's either this side or this side, but one of them goes to the edge to do edge cleaning. And in case if stuff gets stuck, it's pretty easy to open. So owning robot vacuums for years, sometimes, well, pretty much all the time, little hairs kind of get stuck on the side right here. So sometimes you got to open it up and clean this out and you're good to go. So I expect this to be very similar to that, but who knows? And then, but generally they're pretty easy to clean. And then we got all our sensors and everything like that. We got some more sensors, some camera stuff on the front. We got a LiDAR type thing on the front. We got the power button. It says remove this. So typically when vacuums are working, sometimes they bump into stuff, and that's why this is designed to go back and front in case if it touches something, it won't. It's pretty much tries to avoid damaging anything. And then this part opened up. This is actually how it's supposed to be. But since it was lying on its back, it opened up. And yeah, so this is pretty much where all the dirt and everything's going to go in here. But typically this thing, when it goes back to the base station, it vacuums it out. However, after a while, you do need to clear out the filter as well. So this is the base. This is where the robot vacuum goes in and out. And this is where it'll clean the mopping pads. And after a while, this part will get dirty. So this is one of the parts that needs to be cleaned every now and then, depending on how often you use it. I'd say maybe a month or so is a good rule of thumb. But basically, just clean this with some water and pop it back in, and you're good to go. Alright, so there's already a bag installed in here. So when it's done vacuuming, it basically transfers everything to this dust bag right here. And then you have the clean water tank right here. So you pour in clean water and pop it back in. And this is where the dirty water will go. So this is what you would need to essentially dump out after it mops. And everything is kind of automatic where it fills in the water into the robot vac, it mops it, it comes back, and then it takes the water out, pops it in here, and it takes the dust out and puts it in here. So I filled in the water up to around here. Gonna pop it back in, close this, and it's ready to go. So I set up the vacuum yesterday. I clicked the map feature, so what the robot does is it goes throughout your home, maps it out, and then you get this map, and then you could customize the map if you want to. So for example, if I click on this edit sign, I click on edit map, I can actually customize it. So if I want to put a virtual boundary, which I have a few, I could click that, I could click rectangular, and then I can move where I don't want the robot vacuum to go. So let's say if I have a lot of wires here, or there's plants, or there's something else there that I just don't want the robot vacuum to go to, I could set that. And then I can resize it if I want to, and then I could press OK, and then good. And then if I want to remove it, I could tap it, delete it, tap it, delete it, and then you're good to go. So basically, so I have a few places where I don't want it to go, and that's what I have it used for. You can also set up rooms, set your own room names. You can also divide rooms. So originally the living room and dining room showed up as one, and I basically just put a division between them. And you might be asking yourself, well, what's the point of doing that? Well, the point is that I can, because I have rooms now, I could basically say, go to the dining room and clean that. So for example, if I click on, sorry, I have to click on rooms first. And then if I click on dining room, I could click start. And then it's going to go and clean just that area. So now it's actually prepping to go clean. It's cleaning the mops and everything. it's putting water in, and it's going to go and it's going to clean that area. And we're going to check if it actually raises the mops up when it goes over the carpet, or the rug I should say, because I do have a rug there. See how it's going through the edges and basically touching the edges? Goes to the corner and it still takes that thing out. Let me see if I can move this so it could go to that corner. Let me do it live. Let's just see what happens. Oh, did you guys see that? It actually stopped rolling because it detected the carpet and then it started right away. That's what I wanted to film. So it has auto detection for rugs. I keep saying carpet, but I mean rug. So it has auto detection for rugs. And see, now that I moved that live, it actually goes and it cleans that area, which is fantastic. So this is the one thing worth noting. It does try to go and clean my patio like that. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like it shouldn't be doing that. I feel like it'd be better if it was just doing the edges of that rather than trying to go on top of it. So we're going to try to see all the parts it does well and all the parts it doesn't do so well. That's why I'm constantly moving the camera so you guys could see what's happening. Alright, but so far it's pretty good. I mean, it did miss a few things over there because it went up on top, but it's not done. I'll probably come back to clean. And this is that edge cleaning thing, which is fantastic. The fact that it goes so close to the edge is really, really awesome. And you guys could kind of see the water level on the ground right there, the reflection that it is mopping. One negative about the vacuum is that when it's going over the rug, it lifts up the mopping pads, which is fantastic. However, when it puts it down, there is a little bit of excess water that falls on the ground as it's spinning, and it kind of just stays there because it is a little bit in excess. Now, I could set it to use less water, so that might help the issue, but just pointing this out. So one really cool thing about the vacuum is that while it's cleaning the floors, you can actually see it where it is on the map, and you can see how much of the floors it's actually clean. So it gives you a rough estimate of what's kind of remaining, the battery percentages and things like that. So it's really, really good from that aspect. Alright, so I prematurely stopped it. I told it to go to the base station so you could see it cleaned most of the dining room, not all of it. Now I'm going to click on zone, and I want to see how well it's going to avoid obstacles around that chair. So I'm going to select a zone, and this is the cool thing where you can actually say like, hey, go clean this zone. So you don't even have to say room. You could just say go to this zone. And then these are the options that's standard for all the cleaning ways. So basically you could do vacuum only, you could do mop only, you could do vacuum and mop, or you could do mop after vacuum. So I'll leave it on the standard vacuum and mop, and then this is the water flow rate, so you could decrease it or increase it. So some of the water was left after I cleaned the rug. It splashed a little bit of water that was excess, so I could have either put it on low or I could have put it on standard cleaning, because right now it was set to deep cleaning. So I could have just put it on standard so it moves a little bit quicker. You can also make it do more passes, and you can also increase the suction power as well, but it says it uses more power, so it's not going to last as long. So I'll just leave it on strong right now, and then let's press play.
Hot air drying completed.
Alright, so for a realistic scenario, I've stepped outside, I've gone in the dirt, my kids have come in with dirt. So this is a realistic scenario of the floor is just getting dirty. Let's see how well this thing does. So we're going to do a spot clean.
Okay, start spot clean.
Let's see how well it does, and let's also make sure it doesn't fall, because we're one level above right here. As you guys can see, I could put my foot down there. not gonna return to station. Yeah, so let's zoom in. There's a little spot right there it didn't get.
Unable to find the station signal. Return to the starting location.
It couldn't get the corners, but it cleaned this area. And yeah, I'm gonna give it, I'd say for cleanability, I'll give it like an 8 out of 10. You can actually see the video, and you can actually see this while it's cleaning as well. But you can actually control this. So I can make it go up and make it go down. I'm gonna bring the phone back here so the camera concentrates. So I could literally take this back, take it forward, turn around, go forward. I mean, this is kind of like an RC car. Overall, this is a really good vacuum and mopping combo in one, and it makes life easier. That's really the nutshell of this video. Is it perfect? No. One area improvement that it could have is that when it would clean the rug, it would lift up the mopping pads, which was great. However, when it would come back down, there would be some excess water. So room for improvement there. That was really the main negative. There are a lot of positives with this thing. So number one being that it does edge cleaning, which is great because the mopping pad comes out. Really good from that aspect. It has pretty good suction power. Overall, it does a pretty good job of cleaning the house. It's not going to get rid of every single stain. So if it's a stain or a stubborn stain that I need to almost scrub a little bit for that to come out, this is not going to remove that. But it will take care of most things, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And it keeps the house clean. It keeps it, it's a lot less dusty because the floors are a lot less dusty because it's constantly cleaning. You could set it on the schedule and things like that. It really makes it a lot easier. I can even, again, set it to go to certain rooms, do certain zones, or avoid certain areas. It has edge detection, so it's not going to fall down the stairs. So I showed you guys all of that stuff. You can even use it as a camera to kind of go around to see what's going on. So a lot of positives with this thing. But I did want to mention that this is not a zero maintenance tool. So it does require some maintenance. And it's not, I mean, it's super easy. Basically empty out the dirty water tank and fill in the clean water tank with clean water, obviously, and you're good to go. And you're not supposed to put any solutions or anything like that as far as I know. There might be some, but I just use water and good to go. So with the dirty water tank, just something to keep in mind. It doesn't smell right now, but as soon as I open this, it will smell. So the longer it stays in here, it's going to smell worse and worse. So keep that in mind. And that's really the main maintenance, which is to keep the water, the clean water filled and the dirty water empty. As far as the dustbins, these usually last a lot longer. I mean, it depends on your place. But typically for me, because I've had vacuums like these, typically last, I don't know, I'd say maybe like 3 to 4 months in my case. But by the time I need to switch it out, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. It really just kind of depends. But that's the main gist of it. And you do need to clean the sensors on the robot once in a while. But overall, it makes life a lot easier. At least it does for me. And overall, even though it's not absolutely 100% perfect, overall, it is genuinely a really good vacuum and mopper in one. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.